What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is going to be the SH Figurarts Kamen Rider Gavv Amazing Gummy form. So with that being said, anything more to it? Then get on right on into it. And alas, let's just give us a quick preview of the box. Here we do have the Amazing Gummy promotional image. You got some really fiery effects going on in the background with the white background, which is, I think, most of how the Gavv series has been. It has had this kind of like white background. And then obviously kind of like the effects of, you know, some of the suits. Which I think is fun. Sorry. Which I think is fun. Ultimately, I'm just kind of going through our stock images here. Stuff that, you know, you kind of imagine to see from the base box like this. So let's go ahead and open this puppy open. Like all of these, I'm sure the instructions will be printed on the actual like stock cardboard there. You see all the accessories you get, which are just hand accessories, which is, I guess, what you'd expect. It's nothing too insane. There are no like different effect pieces, no splash effects or explosive effects, just straight up the figure with some additional hand accessories, which is nice. And then we do have, that's about it. All right, that is about it. Let's go ahead and put away the knife safely. And there he is, just in the plastic prison there. Let's go ahead and take him out ever so gently. All right, I think every time I do that, at least some of the hand effects go flying, but this time not so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the figure down right there. Don't fall on me. Be a good sturdy boy. All right, so it looks like we've got a couple of different hand effect pieces. I want to say, I'm just doing a quick glance at them. am imagining that it's the same as the stock Figurarts, although I'll admit the hands do look smaller, but it could just be me ultimately. Because I don't know, maybe it's because the base molds, the hand effects are a little bit more like bulkier to feel. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing, but yeah, a good couple of hand effects here. There you go, all out. That's it for that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just gently move these pups over there, and I'm going to go ahead and take the nice little protective film off of the figure. Obviously just done so the metallic paint job doesn't get chipped on the way to the destination, which is nice. It's nice. All right, last one coming up here. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the legitimate review here. As you can see, we do have the figure here, which not bad. I'm not gonna lie, not bad. I will admit I haven't seen a lot of things on the social media with the paint job, the metallic paint job, especially on the chest. I think that is definitely a very unfortunate. All right, everyone, we are back. Sorry for those technical difficulties there, but we do have the figure here, which in a sense, it does look nice. I actually do really like the sculpting on the figure, but if you aren't aware, there is some pretty big controversy regarding this figure in the terms of the paint job, with it being the promotional images versus the actual retail version. And as you can see, the biggest one is upon the chest. The promotional images, I think even on the stock images on the box, is a very, very deep metallic red, where this one does have a little bit of that metallic red in there. It's just nowhere near as intense as the images we saw, you know, the like press release figure, press releases that we saw of people, you know, documenting and photographing them, as well as even on the box. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let's see here. Yes, we do have the box there. As you can see, it's got a very, very heavy metallic red finish. Honestly, it's, you know, you take it out and you're like, okay, this isn't bad per se, but especially what they were promoting, it is actually pretty drastically different, which is honestly a really big shame. At the end of the day, it's a really big shame, because I think, you know, we as collectors buy these to be as, you know, suit accurate as possible. And so, you know, once stuff like this happens, I can't say it happens, the things that I collected happen, actually I collect monsters, it happens almost every time. But anyways, moving on, it is a shame. It is a shame that the paint job did not translate into the general release of the figure. Another critique is that like you can kind of see the metallic part just completely like switch off on the backside, which honestly, in honesty, I think the suit actually was kind of like that, where the front side looked really good, and then in the back side of the shots, it almost kind of looked like more of a standard like felty material. Probably wrong, but I mean, technically it isn't wrong, but it kind of, you know, I guess if they wanted to create their own artistic liberty in downplaying the metallic intensity on the front, then they could have, you know, made this at least look a little bit more like finished. Anyways, it is what it is. It's something that I have been seeing a lot of commotion on social media in terms of the release. You know, it's reached outside of Kamen Rider figures as once, just like collectors in general with the Figurarts line. So it is a shame. Anyways, we're not going to stay in that boat of controversy too long. Let's go ahead and get on with the actual review here. So we pretty much have the suit here, and I actually really do like the sculpting. The suit in general is just super nice. You have the very clean headpiece right there. You got a lot of different colorations going on. You got the yellow, the orange, the red, and then even on the inside of the kind of like horn, you got a nice deep purple as well. The back side of the head also, those look pretty nice. I do believe there's also some paint applications that are just not here. I think it was more of the dark purple, like here. It's supposed to be there that we saw in the promotional images, so it's like, you know, it's not helping. But going back to the sculpt, I think it's actually really nice. I think it captures the suit very nicely. I do like the spikes coming across here. There's also like a neck spike here, there, spike there, spike there, spike there. There's a lot of spikes on the figure, which I think really makes it pop. You know, it's got a lot of flair on every aspect of where it's at. So I do have to give the points there. I think the suit itself is very nice. The paint job is what it is. Hopefully, you know, as a company, they hear the, you know, loud criticism, and they can, you know, really work upon, you know, actually delivering what the product was supposed to be. Who knows? I'd like to imagine that maybe they might even make a statement, but I really don't know. But it is what it is. Sorry, I keep saying that, but I mean, realistically, it is what it is. It's like none of us would have known until we got the figure in. So I bought this well aware before the fact. It was more of just like, I really wanted to have the amazing Gummy suits in a Figurarts line just because I think that it would look nice. I've been collecting the other ones as well. So it is a bit of a shame that it has come to this. I do really like it, but could be better. Anyways, let's move on with the articulation once and for all. So we do have our standard head articulation in terms of up, down, all the way around. The shoulder piece is a little bit limited just because we do have the spike effects that are going to get in the way with the like neck piece here. So we have, you know, standard arm articulation. Accidentally put too much force on that there, but that is the arm articulation, which is very nice. The upper body region here, you can kind of get a lot of wiggle room here, which looks nice. You can do that in, out, in, out. And then moving on towards the lower body, kick up, straight, not really, but if you come out and then bring it forward, then it should be able to kick forward. There you go. And then knee, kind of what you'd expect. Can't go up, and then foot as well. And there also is a toe joint there that is movable. Very unique. I can't imagine a lot of posing would happen with that there, but it's there if you need it in terms of, I guess, just like stability with the feet there. So yeah, that is essentially the base part of the figure. Before I move on, I'm going to showcase, you always got to be careful with this one, but it does have a miniature sized, come on camera. It does have a miniature sized amazing Gummy Gochizo, which I think is really cool. It's one of those things where it would be cool if it was like painted or if it had like a decal, but alas, here we are. Anyways, it's always a little bit of a trouble to put those puppies back in, but I'm going to try the best that I can so that we can keep moving. But yeah, while I'm trying to get this in here, let me know so far what you guys think. The review's not over just yet, but so far what you think. I think it, I don't know. I like it. You know, I like the suit. I like the episode that it comes from. I like, you know, just like the premise of the suit itself. I think it's very awesome to have it in figure form, especially because it's like rather, I would say early because we don't even have any of the other like final forms for the three of them. This is like the first like final form-esque one to get. So it is a bit, it is a little bit unsatisfying that we have, you know, crossed this bridge here, but I mean, it's not like it's a different, it is technically, but I don't know. I just really wish it had the metallic paint apps. I think it would have really, really elevated the figure to make it look extremely nice. I think it looks nice like this to some degree. You know, it gets the job done. It's not as good as it could have been, as good as we were promised. So there is absolutely reasonability to be upset with that. But I think sculpting wise, it's actually really, I actually really enjoy it. I think you can get quite a good amount of range with it, even with the limitation on the shoulder pads. But speaking of range ability, let's go ahead and move on to some of our different hand effect pieces, just some quick posing, and then we'll do a comparison, and then we'll conclude with the review. Here we go. All right, so we do have a little bit of kind of like a charge up going on here with a little bit of some leg changes. So pretty cool. I really do like the hand accessory that you can actually grab the handle of the Gavv driver, which it's always nice to have something like that, just so you can recreate stuff like that, which I actually think is really cool, but kind of went for like a little bit more of like a menacing pose here. So yeah, very fun. Let's go ahead and do at least like 2 more of the quick, you know, fun poses, and then we'll conclude with the comparisons. Here we go. All right, so I went ahead and went with kind of like not the finisher, but kind of like a signature move, if you will. Definitely going across with the, you know, hand, the flame effect hand, you know, lunging at Boca. So I thought that was pretty cool. Wanted to kind of replicate it, especially that kind of like flash effect scene where it just kind of zones in on the face and the hand. So I tried to replicate it the best I could, but very fun. And obviously the stand, I think, has to be here so it can, you know, have some form of stability. But I am a pretty big fan of that, so thank you, stand. But yeah, I really wanted to showcase that one. I thought it was a super cool moment in the show, especially with going towards that hand there. It almost kind of looks like you can do like more of a running effect too, or a lunge effect with the help of the stand. So I think that's awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and do one more quick fun pose, and then we'll go ahead and conclude. Here we go. All right, and lastly, I did have to go with the amazing Gummy burst. So try to do it the best I could with more of kind of like a knee strike more than a traditional kick. But obviously, once again, had to have the use of the stand. And yeah, I think it came out relatively well. So I'm not really sure the exact way I want to pose this one for the definitive pose, or just for a good pose for right now on my shelf. But that is going to go ahead and conclude it for the last fun posing segment. We'll go ahead and finish up with our comparison and then final thoughts. So here we go. All right, so I do have the base Poppin' Gummy Kamen Rider Gavv form right there, as well as the amazing Gummy form, just to kind of showcase, you know, the base from the like extra or special final form that was given here. And I had to use the stand again. I just could not get it to stand in this specific pose. Just, I guess, a little bit of a weight imbalance. But realistically, it was more of just a showcase of the like the suits and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm sorry, I feel like I've already said it a million times. I really do like it. I do like the amazing Gummy suit. I really do. And I think it's just truly, truly, truly such a shame that we did not get the, you know, heavy metallic paint applications that were shown off in, you know, a bunch of exhibitions and shown off on the box, shown off in, like, I think live video as well. It's like always truly, truly a shame for something like that to happen. Just because, you know, it means a lot to people. Like, truthfully, you know, the figure collecting does mean a lot to people. You're going out of your way to buy a form or like buy a certain aspect of something, and you want, you know, the close replicant to that. So, and to be like essentially like lied to / misled, it's really disappointing, especially coming from just like a consumer standpoint. You know, the people, like I said, the people, you know, they truly, truly care about these things. They don't, most of the people, you know, just don't buy it and move on, and then they're like, oh, okay, that's it. I think it really does mean a lot to people and collectors in general. So it is a shame. It is truly. that it did get hit with that. I think the low light kind of makes it look cool, but if you shine a bright light, it doesn't really pop too intensely. But just once again to showcase, you know, how the box is, we'll move the base form there. You can see, like, look at that. It's a lot more shiny. You got a lot more reflection on the suit, almost as if kind of like a foil property. And this one, it's just like so faintly there. It's probably not, it's honestly not really, like if you give it that heavy, darker paint app too, it actually looks more like the box. So I guess you can't argue it's not exactly the right color, if we're being honest. In concept it is, but in practice, it just, comparing the two, it's always just a shame to look at. Anyways, I think with that though, I do like it, and you know, it's gonna stay on my shelf. I purchased into it. I made the pre-order for it, you know, as soon as the licitation went up. So it's a matter of, you know, we kind of got low blowed by Bandai on this one. Who knows? Maybe they'll make some form of like response to it, the whole ordeal. I'd imagine not. I think that they're just kind of like, all right, let's move on to the next one. As unfortunate as it sounds, I'd really like to see, you know, some form of accountability, even just like, oh, hey guys, like, you know, we messed up. But I don't think they're going to do like full on, you know, like figure replacements. That's just, I think, way too costly for them. And at the end of the day, you know, that's kind of what they care for. So it does suck. It honestly, it does. But I still have to give some appreciation for what the Amazing Gummy, you know, form stands for within the show. So it does blow, but it's still going to stay on my shelf for what I enjoyed out of it within that show. So it is what it is. Hopefully, you know, maybe they can learn from it and, you know, actually not, you know, have some form of controversy like this, because I mean, it is a bad look on them. Undoubtedly, it is a bad look. It happens with the Godzilla figures, like I said, with the Monster Arts line. It's happened here. I think it's happened with some Ultraman figure art lines as well. I think there was something with like a shoulder piece. I'm not too exactly knowledgeable on that specific controversy, but it is a shame. It is a shame just because, you know, we care, like we truly do care about this stuff. So hopefully, if by any form of possibilities one of them sees this, then hey, you know, we are voicing our concerns, and you know, we'd at least like to have some form of, I guess, transparency, or if not, just like accountability to be held to with something like this, because it does sting. Anyways, that is enough of that. Sorry I've dragged it on for so long, but I mean, it is the truth. It is the reality that, you know, we really do want the best for the figures that we collect. So with that, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the Kamen Rider Gavv Amazing Gummy form. Like I said, I think the sculpting on it is pretty darn good. I don't think I showcased it, but if you look even closely onto like this little upper abdomen area, hold on, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like actually like sculpted in like creases in the suit. You can kind of see the light give it a little shine off there. There's like genuine like sculpted in like creases / wrinkles in the suit, which is honestly like, okay, like that's actually really cool, right? That's how the suit, you know, the suit had those wrinkles and imperfections on it, but like, you know, we lost like the true coloration paint job, and we want the accuracy there probably a little bit more than the wrinkles on the suit. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it for what it is. Who knows? Maybe down the road they'll do another re-release in like 20 years, and they'll get it right. But I guess we'll have to wait 20 years. So with that being said, lastly, let me know what you guys thought for the last and final time. Let me know what you guys thought of the SH Figurarts Kamen Rider Gavv Amazing Gummy form. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!